For all new and current subscribers, welcome back to Resilient Love.
Resilient is being able to overcome difficult situations. This podcast is about love,
tips on life, and how to level up in your business. Let's get started on the journey.
Okay, and we're back with a quick episode. This is not a part of our January series, but this was one of those pop-up conversations.
This is a bonus.
A bonus episode.
So, today we are going to talk about overselling.
Why overselling? What does that really mean, per se?
It means, for example, I used to be a sales consultant. I had never worked in that industry before. Now, granted, I was a quick learner, but I don't feel like I had earned the right to actually put consultant on my business card yet.
Right.
Reason being, yeah, I could give good service, but I didn't feel comfortable enough putting consultant on my name until I felt I have gained a certain amount of knowledge. And I'm not saying that it takes 2, 3, 5 years to gain experience and knowledge. No, it does not. And it doesn't even take a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So let me make sure that's clear real quick. It doesn't take a degree to be an expert. It doesn't take a degree to have knowledge. All it takes is willingness to learn and actually perfect your craft.
That's the key. Perfecting.
Not perfect, but
perfecting. Which means continual.
So, this has, I was reading a book earlier and it was talking about.
What's the name of the book?
What is the name of the book? Gosh.
The Consultant's Handbook?
Yeah. Let me make sure. My mind is a little on everything today, so that's fine.
But while he's looking for that book, book title, I wanted to just say to you guys, when you're in business, now granted, Quentin and I are still in the building stage, but we have experienced plenty of different companies' customer service to be able to speak on this from a consumer standpoint and also speak on it from a consultant standpoint. Now, my company is Behind the Screen Media LLC. And I am a social media marketer and brand or business consultant. Now, I use that term consultant because I am providing a service where I establish the customer or the client's brand strategy. And so with the strategy comes the consultant, which comes the direction. And so when I put the term business consultant, I am literally saying business direction. So for me, I strategically place information or provide information to the clients so that they can be able to have direction on what to do with their business. I always tell my clients to take time to pray, take time to assess where you want to go, and once they come back with their perspective, I in turn dissect it and develop a game plan of action. So when I use that term, I use it because that's what I do, that's who I am. Now, the topic today is about not overselling yourself. And overselling meaning if I say that my product is going to cost, I'm going to use a big number, but it might not be big to some, but a big number. So if I say my product is $500, you are going to want to check what? My credibility. Is Brianna providing a service or a product that is worth or equivalent to $500? And as you all know, as a consultant or someone like a coach, you're literally paying for somebody's thoughts and their track record. So if I say that my product or service is $500, you, as a consumer, as a client, have to then check my references or check with past clients. You have to then check my own personal brand. Have I increased numbers with the things that I'm telling you to do? Have I seen productivity? So I hope that kind of gives you a clearer idea of why we're bringing this up, because like I said, Quentin and I are still building, so there are some things we are still a novice to, but there's also some things that we have actually experienced enough to call ourselves an expert. And so with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Q.
So the name of the book is The Consultant's Handbook. It is by, y'all bear with me. Help me, Bree, help me.
Samir Parik.
All right. Thank God.
If that's right. But we'll leave it in the description box.
But the interesting part was that it says consulting is a helping relationship provided based upon expertise and experience, which we said that before. So a brief description in this book says, consulting is indeed a helping relationship, and a consultant's primary focus is to help his or her client to achieve desired objective or outcome. Helping a client may involve many different activities according to the need, context. Advising, conducting analysis, formulating strategies, designing processes, and implementing technology-based solutions are some of the most common examples of consulting help today. So it sounds as if what I just read, in order to be a consultant, you also have to have experience and expertise, but you also must be a forward thinker. And being a forward thinker is thinking about issues that could arise before they arise, so you can implement things to be in place when that time comes. So, our beginning was how not to oversell yourself. And the significant part about that in the word consulting is many people, I could say I am a, what could I say? I could say I'm an insurance consultant. And I've only, dealt with the insurance industry for 3 months. Now, granted, I could be a quick learner, but I need to be very careful on how I present my work, how I present myself as far as what I can do and what I can't do. I don't want to oversell myself, but I also don't want to undersell myself and kind of like devalue myself. I want to continue to create value within myself, but I don't want to oversell myself and tell someone that I can do, I can make sure your whole family got $1 million policies. Everybody going to be set for life. And then they only can get 25. I oversold a product so far, and now they are basically hurt because I have really boosted their esteem and got them on a high of I'm about to be covered. Our family is going to be covered. We're creating wealth, and not saying that the $25 policy is not creating wealth, but when 25,000. But when I throw a number out there, $1 million policy versus a $25,000 policy, I mean, let's be honest, you just can't pay some bills. After, in a year's time, a $25,000 can be gone with the snap of fingers. And especially according to your lifestyle. So it's so important not to oversell yourself. Like, I want you anybody that's listening to this, I don't want you to get to the place where you're like, well, I'm just going to be timid and I'm not going to push. Continue to push, but make sure that when you talk about what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about.
Right.
You don't want nobody to be able to come for you because you haven't did your homework. And the pop quiz happened and you not ready.
And another book reference for this episode is How Successful People Grow, 15 Ways to Get Ahead in Life by John C. Maxwell. And I'm actually on chapter 13, and it's talking about find a good mentor. Find a good mentor. With this conversation of not overselling yourself and making sure that you don't undersell yourself, because again, I'm not going to lie to you guys. For those of you that don't know me, a lot of people have actually told me, I'll say about 10 to 15 people have actually told me, Brianna, your prices are too low. And to be quite frank with you guys, I am too low. Because if you check the market rate of a consultant or a social media strategist, starting rate is like $150. And that's for a sit down. That's not even for a complete plan. Now, why haven't I increased my prices to that caliber if I understand the market rate and then where I am? I haven't increased because, honestly, I haven't found a good mentor. I haven't established myself in the strategic planning and process of being a social media brand marketer. So here are some key things that I'm looking for in reference to this book by John C. Maxwell. Here are some key things I'm looking for, because in 2020, I desire a mentor that has experience and expertise in social media marketing and branding. So here you go. What are the key tips that John C. Maxwell said? Number one, a good mentor is a worthy example. As you look for role models and mentors, scrutinize their personal life as carefully as their public performance. Your values will be influenced by theirs, so you shouldn't be too casual about whom you choose to follow. Number two, a good mentor is available. We all know what that means. A good mentor has proven experience. I just told y'all that. A good mentor possesses wisdom. A good mentor provides friendship and support. A good mentor is a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. He actually gave an acronym. COACH stands for care for the people they coach. Observe their attitudes, behavior, and performance. Align them with their strengths for peak performance. Communicate and give feedback about their performance. Help them to improve their lives and performance. The process of growing with the help of a mentor usually follows this pattern. It begins with awareness. No matter who you are, what you have accomplished, how high or how low your life has taken you, you can benefit from having a mentor. So with that being said, you guys, make sure in 2020 that you get a mentor who, not just anybody, because John C. Maxwell laid it out pretty clear with those 6 points, that you don't want to just jump and get any mentor, but we all need a coach, a liaison, a person to reference. You know what I mean? Even the individuals that I follow that are charging the $500, the $1,000, they had or have a coach. They didn't just jump up to $500 today. They worked their way up. And so my prayer for myself is that the Lord would align me and connect me with a legitimate advisory from a mentor that is experienced and knows how to work this business properly. So that I won't oversell myself, but I will be just right.
Just right for the market.
Just like the Three Little Bears. That's my favorite restaurant. Goldilocks and Three Bears. You know, one portion too hot, one portion too cold, one just right. A lot of you guys out here, well, those that are in the field of consulting, and even those who are just consumers, you notice that some people are too hot. They too hot. And some people too cold like me. But then you got some people who are just right. Their prices are in the market and they are providing a service that fits the market. And some people's service is exponential. It's bigger than the market, but their prices fit the market. So it's like you're winning both ways with customer service and the actual cost of the service. Like you're winning. So, all right, y'all. I'm passing it back to Q.
We hope you're not just gonna leave us on. But anyway, so that was deep. It's hard to come behind that. But wow, what can I say? That was a mouthful. But I will be transparent. Say I'm reading this book, The Consultant's Handbook, which was a Christmas gift by my lovely wife, Brianna. It's an industry that I desire to go in, but I am like I said, as we're talking about this topic, I don't want to oversell myself and I don't want to undersell myself. I want to be just right. And I am a very big forward thinker. I will create things I'm just thinking of and file it for 2 years down the road when I'm going to need it.
Yep.
So, it is very important that you really take ownership of your craft and really be serious. Like, don't allow someone to walk away after doing business with you and feel like they just got took.
Right.
That's the worst feeling.
That is the worst. Comment below if you've ever experienced that. Have you ever experienced somebody, what you call it?
Oh.
Taking you.
Yeah, basically walking away from a situation feeling like you got took. You got taken advantage of.
Right. Thank you for the question. Comment below if you have ever experienced a business transaction and you felt like you were taken advantage of. We just want to talk.
Or here's another thing. And I love all the experiences in my life are very irritating. Well, not all of them, but I thank God, like, sometimes I be like, sometimes I just be driving in my car. I'm like, so I don't get it. Why me, God? Like, it's like,
that's funny.
You just picked me out of all the folks.
You were the perfect one, baby.
So I just got to stay getting irritated. But I guess I stay.
But you know what? God will irritate you to help you be the source of the solution.
Right. So I guess that's why I'm reading this book, and I guess that's why I keep experiencing things so I can help the world in some way.
And have better customer service.
Better customer service, better solutions. Just be better.
Be best as
no,
your first lady.
We're not gonna do that.
Okay, sorry.
But
too early.
Too early. I wholeheartedly believe that, and my desire for wanting to be a consultant is, I wholeheartedly believe that every entrepreneur, or small business, or corporation that has true values, because I will be honest with you, I can read your mission statement and read between the lines, and I would prefer not to do business with you based on your mission statement. Because if you're all about the money, granted, we all need money to survive, but I do want to be aligned with God.
Yep.
And also be aligned with serving his people correctly.
That's right.
Because greed only begets more greed. Just as violence only begets more violence.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very important, and the other part, I feel like I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm getting there. Stay with me. So, my other desire why I seek the field of consultant is because this is like my number one. I feel like I've seen so many small businesses go out of business, but if they just would have had the appropriate help and resources and somebody in their corner, not per se, usually you hear this from a lawyer, but a consultant that really is passionate about, you're not going to give up and you're not going to close your doors. Right. If you close your doors, we're going to go out swinging.
Yep.
So I feel like so many people have given up and thrown in the towel when they didn't supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to fight harder, but they got tired. And they didn't have too many. When you think about a boxing ring, there's somebody in their corner. But when ain't nobody in your corner, it gets kind of tough. On the road of entrepreneurship, business ownership, it gets tough. So that's my desire, to really drive in and help those small businesses. And I want to be able to help different aspects between small businesses, because let me be honest with you, a small business does not have to stay a small business. A small business can grow into a corporation.
Big mindset.
Where do you think all the McDonald's and the Chick-fil-A's and all these industries we just ride by today, they started from
the bottom.
Saying small business, the difference between you and them, for those small business owners and entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs just starting out, the difference between you and them is you starting small, but you got to think big.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. There's a lot. I love history. So I look at the guys like, and I'm not going to say they did everything by the book and did it correctly, but I'm just using what they did as an example. The J.P. Morgans, who helped modernize financial. People like the Rockefellers. All these people started out with little money.
Mm-hmm.
All they know is they had a vision and that they were going to get this by any means necessary. You would think by these people being millionaires, even these corporations such as, you know, the McDonald's, which you cannot compare McDonald's to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is, you know, it's in a whole nother category.
We all know, Brianna. Gonna talk about Chick-fil-A.
But, and see, Chick-fil-A is a wonderful example because they don't oversell themselves, they don't undersell themselves, but they just right.
And they don't waver.
Mm-hmm.
If they gonna be close, I mean, they set that standard back in the 60s that they were going to close on Sunday. And here we are over almost 60 years later, and they still don't open their door.
Right. You got to stick to your values. You know, that's one of the things sometimes I don't respect about corporations. They get so big and high and mighty that they forgot where they started out as small. Small only is small to keep you humble.
Well, I used to watch this show, and it says, small is powerful. Believe it.
Believe it.
And you got to know that your small business is powerful. But guess what? You got to believe it.
You got to think bigger than just small. And when you do get big, when you do get big, don't forget, you might need to travel back down the road of small to keep you humble, because you weren't always there.
Mm-hmm.
So be willing to help that small startup business that might come to you asking for help.
Right.
Even if they're a competitor, there is something you can do without outsourcing yourself. You know, I just do not like being businesses and corporations being so, you know, a lot of times we see a lot of selfishness in the industry today.
Right.
And even not just selfish in different forms, selfish in, you know, I'm going to put myself out there at a rate that I know I haven't even put the time to put into this craft.
Mm-hmm.
Or I put the time in it, but I just don't have that passion. It's not matching.
Right.
So you could have expertise and experience, but if you don't have enough passion to make it become alive, I mean, you can create, you can do, fulfill, but it's a difference when there's passion involved.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you used to hear about cooking, it was cooked with love.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference. That's how you gotta think about your business, your what you're selling, what you're the consultant you are.
Yeah. You
gotta cook that with love.
Yeah, there was an episode. Of course, as podcasters, we listen to podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and so there was an episode on Side Hustle Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was a woman, and Quentin heard this episode, the woman that's in DC area with the spice bouquet. But it's called Spice something.
I had to tag it.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the description, y'all. Sorry, I kind of got that twisted up. But long story short, to go along with Quentin's point of passion, expertise, and experience. So the lady who is running this bouquet, which again, it'll be in the show notes for you to go and look at that episode and listen to it. She was in education. And one day, she just had an epiphany. and was like, I want to do something different. I've been in education for X amount of years. I just want something different. And literally, she saw a vacant storefront, followed up with the owner, and in about 2 weeks, she literally had a spice shop, a shop full of spices. And she had about 2 to 3 ambassadors, and now she calls those ambassadors the Spice Girls. And now we're talking about a little storefront. I'm talking about like probably the size of a living room and a dining room connected. Like, it's not that big, but she allows for other small business owners to have free events there. They can sell stuff there, but she's opened up her space to other small business owners. She's selling spices. She goes literally across this world to find spices and bring them back to DC to her small, quaint shop. And she's making way more than she did in education. Nothing, no shade in education, but the principle of passion, purpose, expertise. Her passion and her expertise and experience came from education, but her passion was to create an atmosphere for people to grow and connect, and she loved to cook, and so that's what the inspiration came from, to have a spice shop. And now look at this lady. She literally could just get on Instagram, show us a spice, and go to bed. It took some groundwork, but the principle now is she's literally making money while she sleeps.
And also, I highlight from that how she was able to just walk away. She had cash flow investments.
Yeah, she did.
So, she already had said she was a saver, but there's a difference between being just a saver. You got to be a saver and an investor. Saving money does not create interest.
Come on now.
You got to think like the bank. Why do you think they use you? Your interest, you walk in interest. So that's why they have an interest in you.
Come on now.
So the way she was creating cash flow and residual income while working, this is before she started her business, was through rental properties.
She had two. She has
two. And anybody that knows the up north, DC Metro, New York areas, rent is high.
Yep.
Rent can be high up there. So she had those cash flow streams. The thing about rent being high, not all rent is high. It depends on the market. But nevertheless, she had streams coming in. Why? Because the market that is a demand in the market.
Yeah.
Real estate is a demand. So for anybody that's looking for a net to grow their net worth and have a net to grow in, as far as having that cushion, look into real estate and rental property. And rental properties alone, I always say maybe have at least 1 to 2 rentals at a minimum. If you want to get in, if you desire maybe some fix and flips and rehabs and wholesale, that's up to you. But always have maybe that base to have that safety net of rental income. I mean, I learned my lessons already.
We'll come back with another episode on that
one. Yeah. But I do want to leave you with this. I'm going to paraphrase it and end it with this from this book, what I have gotten. So, to all my listeners who desire to do more, and entrepreneurs and business owners and even future business owners, so establish suitable credibility. Number 1, establish suitable credibility. Number 2, manage projects and interactions effectively. Number 3, overcome all obstacles. And the fourth and final, formulate and deliver compelling results. I gotta say that one again. Formulate and deliver compelling results. Why? Because it's in you, it's on you, it's already been implanted. You just got to do the birthing out.
Yep.
Somebody needs what you got.
Yep.
So quit harboring it and pull, stretch, and push.
So, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode about not overselling, but being strategic in how you operate in your business. This has been another episode of Resilient Love.
Thanks so much for listening to Resilient Love Podcast. We wanted to take this opportunity to also let you know that you can help us by committing to a monthly fee of 99 cents, $2.99, or $9.99. Those contributions help us to keep this movement of resilient love going. Blessings to all listeners and subscribers. Thank you all.
Resilient Love.